Good morning, good morning, good morning, or whatever time you're listening to this or watching this. And this is Sue from Ravens Escape Crafts. I am your host for the Ravens Escape Crafts. I am the head crafter and only crafter of Ravens Escape Crafts. So welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you're returning. I don't know, it's a Monday morning. What can I say? And it's a dreary Monday morning. What is with this rain? So, I real quick before we get into anything else, I've been, I sort of complained about the rain, and I'm like, and it's not that, I love rain, but it seems like we've gotten a lot. Well, I saw on the news that this past weekend was 12 weekends that we have had rain. We haven't had a rain-free weekend since March something. This is the last time we had a weekend where we had no recordable precipitation. So it's been raining a lot. So I know what everybody's thinking. I know everybody's thinking, hello, Sue. We already saw this hat. You already made that. And I'm like, I know. Okay. You're like, she's losing it. She's losing it. It's Monday morning and she's lost it. But here's the thing. You would be right. I did wear a hat similar to this one in a bunch of videos. Is my summer hat. And I made one. I put it up on my Etsy shop. And last Friday, my son went to a park around here. They went to, it's called Jacobsburg. And they did all kind of outdoor fun stuff and things like that. Well, he needed to wear a hat. So they told him to wear a hat, sunglasses, all this jazz. So, of course, he's leaving in the morning and he's like, oh, can I steal your hat? How do you say no? When your 13-year-old, almost 14-year-old is like, can I wear your hat? It's really cool. And you're like, okay, I made it for my shop, but yeah, you can wear it. How do you say no? I mean, that my teenager still wants to wear things that I'm making is like, okay. And he really is one of my biggest fans. He really likes to talk about my stuff. He shows off my stuff. He wears, and I have him in my shop, a water bottle holder. It's a Crochet, and it's a crossbody water bottle holder. He wears that to school every day. He loves it because it is super easy for him to carry his water. They're allowed to have water bottles, and he loves. And so I've made him, this is, I think, his fourth one that he's on. But they last, I have got to say, to his credit, they last an entire school year for every day, carrying it through middle school, on a city bus, to school, in middle school, all day long. I can't, that's a pretty good, so if there's something, I do have 2 on the website, 2 on my Etsy shop. And if they were something that you'd be interested in, I can make them in all kind of colors. They haven't really sold much, so. But he wears one, a crossbody one, and he wears it with a bottle of water with ice in it every single day to school through the entire school year. And like I said, they last sometimes, they've been lasting an entire school year. So, that's, if you're out, they're really nice, to go, I'll have to pull one out, to go, hiking with, or if you're just going for walks, they're, so convenient. Or even if you're going, shopping, to a flea market or a festival, or, and you don't want to carry a water bottle, or you're not taking, a backpack or something. So, this, you can just throw it into your, you know what I mean? You just throw the water bottle in and it's good. So that's something to think about if it's something you're interested in. And then I wanted to... So this is the new hat that I made last night to replace the hat that my son stole for his trip. So of course he's now going to keep this hat and not give it back. So, Hold on. And then there was something else I want to show you. If I can find it. Before we get talking into makes and stuff like that, well, obviously we're talking about makes. Let's get into. I hope you all had a great weekend. I had a good weekend. It's the last weekend before the end of school, so the kids are a little bit like Friday. They're like, oh, I'm so tired of being in school. You know, I get it. I totally get it. They've worked really hard, and they're not doing anything at school right now. They're just sort of like going in and like pacing the time because all their other stuff is done. So I get it. I totally get where they're coming from. So Saturday they ran around and did some stuff. They wanted to go get some things, and but yesterday we just hung out like as a family, just chill. It was like on and off again. Stormy yesterday, and everybody just kind of was like, oh, I'm tired. Even my husband was like, because he had to work Saturday morning, was like, I'm just not in the mood to do anything. So we just kind of like all sat around and just talked and did, everybody worked on little projects and things. And it was just nice. It was just nice to spend time as a family, nobody in a mood, and just chill out and enjoy each other. And I actually had such a nice day yesterday. I really did. I really needed that. I didn't know how much I needed that, but I did. I needed just to like have some fam time and just chill. Just, we watched some videos. We were all playing this one video game we were taking turns playing a video. It's a spray paint simulator where you have to spray paint things. So we were just chit-chatting and working on stuff. It was just such a nice day. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. I don't know what you guys did this weekend. And then of course, so yesterday while I was chit-chatting with everybody and this and that, I made this new hat because I had to replace the other one that I made. And so I finished that. I didn't get a lot. Saturday, I did not crochet at all. Yesterday, I didn't crochet a whole lot. Friday, I didn't crochet much. After I talked to you guys, I needed a break. And that's okay. Sometimes I think like we push ourselves so hard to like, and I realized over the weekend, I'm like been trying to like create all these new patterns, and that's not easy. And I'm at to point with the one project I was working on, the ice major witch thing that I was showing you, and I'm like at a point where I need to do something complicated, and I wasn't there. I was trying to force myself to do it, and I knew if I forced myself to do it, it wasn't gonna be nice. And I was just going to frustrate myself. So then I was like, I'm just not going to work on anything. And that's okay. Sometimes we all need to just take a break and be gentle on ourselves that, even though we want to get like more stuff done, that sometimes it just isn't the way it goes. And sometimes you need to take a minute and like, just chill. There's this beautiful world, and we rush past it sometimes, and sometimes you just need to take, like I said yesterday, nobody had to get anything done. You know what I mean? Like, the whole day was like that. Like, nothing had to get done. Even dinner was like, we threw some brats on the grill, and I made some buttered noodles with it. It was like nothing exciting, but like, and everybody helped, and it was just so nice. It was such a nice weekend, or such a nice day yesterday. Again, like I said, some days I feel like, oh my God, I didn't get anything done today. And then you feel bad about yourself, and you're like oh, I should have got more done today. And we need to be a little more gentle with ourselves. Like, we don't have to get all this stuff done all the time. It's not mandatory, A lot of the stuff we put on ourselves, and I have to remind myself sometimes, like, what happens if I don't get this done? Nothing. You know what I mean? So, just my little piece of advice for the day. So, I also wanted to talk about, since I haven't talked too much about, so I do, like, a lot of my shop is crochet, but I also do soaps and wax melts. Now, I am phasing out the wax melts. It's a very oversaturated market. You know what I mean? I came into it thinking like, oh, everybody's gonna want wax melts for their house, and then I realized everybody makes wax melts. So I do have a lot of wax melts still on my shop, but I'm going to be phasing them out. Probably doing some mystery bags, some mystery boxes, if anybody's interested in that. Just to try to get rid of the inventory I have. I'm not going to make more, because, like I said, they don't sell very well, and it's just not, I thought it was a good idea and it wasn't. And I can totally accept that. That's fine. So I'm going to be like downsizing those and getting rid of those. And, but I also make soaps and like scrubs and stuff like that. And so since I haven't talked too much about that, I thought I'd take a minute and share this with you guys in case anybody needs something like this. So, there's a story behind it. It says this soap. And I'm downsizing my soaps too. So if you're looking for some deals on some soaps, I'm going to be getting rid of some. Shortly, I'm going to be getting rid of some of the different scents and kinds that aren't selling really well, and focus on the ones that are. And I want to talk about my number one bestseller, and I want to talk about just a quick one today. I know you guys are here for yard, but I thought I wanted to explain this. So, my younger son is a mosquito magnet. Like, when I tell you, he would go out in the yard, and our yard is very small, like very, very, very small, as a little kid, and he'd go out there for 10 or 15 minutes and come back in with 3 or 4 mosquito bites. And I'm like, how? I'm sitting out there for hours and not one mosquito bite. I'm like, how is you getting so many mosquito bites? And like everywhere he would go, he would be just covered. I felt so bad for this kid. I spent more time putting like lotions and stuff on his little itchy bites everywhere. And of course now with all these different like mosquito-borne illnesses, it's even more scary. So I was like, I need to find something. I don't love spraying my kids with off, okay? Or bug spray. I just feel like it's so much chemicals and stuff like that. And so I have had some success. I take like the mint leaves. I grow mint plants. And you take a mint leaf and you put it in their shoe. I used to do that when they were little. They're toddlers. And it did work really well when they were smaller. You put like a mint leaf in their shoe, and then it like, of course, the heat from their foot and walking and stuff actually makes that mint activate, and it keeps a lot of the bugs off of them. Now, it does work when they're little, but the older they got, the taller they got, and like, it helps, but it doesn't prevent, because they're like, when they're little, it's not that far from foot to body. Now they're 6 foot tall, it's not as effective, and I don't want to like stick mint leaves all over them. So I need to come up with a solution that would still work, that, but they're boys. Like, not only do they not, I don't want to put bug spray on them, but they're not going to do a lot of routine stuff that, like, my kids are really good about getting showers every day. Okay. I never have to tell them, ask them, nothing. They're great about getting a shower, washing their hair, taking care of their hair, stuff like that. But more routine than that, and like brushing their teeth and stuff like that, they're great with that. But like adding anything into it, like when they started growing their hair out and we had to add the shampoo and conditioning set, that was like a whole thing, So trying to add another piece to their routine, I'm like, I don't really want to. So I came up with an idea. I was going through a manufacturer that I go through for scents, and one of the scents that they offer that is soap safe is citronella. Now, we all know what citronella smells like. It's not the best scent in the whole wide world. It smells kind of funky. But the cool news is the soap that I make is got citronella scent. Oh, I got it on my sword. Citronella scent in it. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It looks like a sunflower. And then this was a 3-ounce bar, 105 gram. And since it's a wash-off product, if you take a shower like at night or in the morning, it like lingers on your skin, but you don't really smell it, because my son's been using this for, I think, 5 years now. And I don't make claims that it's like a miracle soap or anything like that. But he started using it. And let me tell you, like, they were going to the park every day. They had this park program they would go to in the summer. And he would get eaten alive. And like, I felt so bad again. Like, I'm like, oh no. So I was trying different ways to stop this from getting mosquito bites. And I said I made this soap. And he tried it. And oh my God, like, he came home with no new mosquito bites. Now, not saying it's perfect. It's not. Because there was days that he would come home with one or here or there. And so it's not a perfect soap. But it reduced his amount of mosquito bites so much. So now, as soon as it starts to get warm out, he's like, Mommy, I need my citronella soaps. All right. So, of course, now, and like, so I knew that it worked. So now in the United States, you cannot make claims like that. Like it's insect repellent because it's a claim and then it becomes a drug. And you can sell soap in the United States. Most people don't know. Like you can sell soap in the United States. It's considered a cosmetic. So it only needs like certain labeling. But if you start making claims, like medical claims, like it's going to moisturize or brighten your skin or anything like that, it's now a drug and now you have to get FDA approval and nobody wants that. So as long as you don't make claims, like, so I'm like, well, I really want to market this to people, but obviously I can't say that it's a bug repellent soap. So I'm like, I just put it up as a citronella soap. I mean, most people know that citronella is a bug soap, you know, and they know the smell. I mean, anybody who's ever had an outdoor candle knows that smell. So I figure like it's not the most appealing smell in the whole wide world for a soap. It's not. But I figure anybody who knows is going to order it is going to know that smell and not be like, ooh, it's funky, you know. So, funny story. So, I started selling it, and in the beginning, I didn't sell a whole lot. But all of a sudden, I started getting a couple of people, and this one guy started ordering, like, he ordered one, and the next thing you know, he orders, like, 15. And I'm like, oh. Well, here, this guy runs a, what's it called? A outdoor adventure thing in the summertime. Where he takes people out like on trails and camping, and they do like whole week, like they pay him and he takes them like all week long, or trips and hiking and different things. Well, he started selling these to his people. He orders them from me and then sells them at a higher rate, obviously, because now they're out in the woods, they're getting eaten alive by bugs, and then he sells my soaps to his people, his campers and hikers and stuff, and they can wash up and not get eaten by bugs. So he's one of my people that orders from me. And then I had this other guy who orders a lot of it from me, and I was wondering if he was selling it too, which I have no problem with. You know what I mean? If you buy my soap and people say like, well, then you should charge more, and I'm like, look, I make a decent profit off of it. It's not a complicated soap to make. I do make a decent profit off of it. I don't need to make, the world. So, and again, this kind of thing, like I would rather know people are getting relief from bug bites. And obviously now, like I said, with these different mosquito-borne diseases, I mean, it's actually like a safety thing. So this other guy has been ordering from me for a couple of years now, and he orders a lot of it all the time. Like he probably orders twice a year, like 10 bars. And I'm like, I just assume like maybe he's selling it. Maybe he really likes it. Maybe he has a store or something. I don't know. And again, I was fine with that. Well, I ended up after a number of orders now, I didn't have enough in stock because I sell a lot of single bars of it. Too, is my number one bestseller. I've probably sold well over 200, 300 bars of this soap at this point. So this guy was ordering like a bunch, and I just, I sent everybody a thank you card. thanking everybody for buying and talking about stuff. Well, he sent me a message one day that he was trying to order and there wasn't enough in stock. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was selling so much of it that time that my stock got low. It was like under 5 bars, and he wanted to order 10 because if he orders 10, then he gets free shipping. So I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Let me up the thing and I'll make some today. I'll up the number. You can order, blah, blah, blah. And he's sending me messages back like, you're just such a nice, I'm like, you're the best person to work with. I love your soap. And he's like, you have no idea what this soap means to me. And I'm like, thinking, okay, like what, and he said here, he is allergic to mosquitoes and he has family members that are allergic to mosquitoes. So he tried this soap in hopes that he would get some relief from mosquitoes without having to constantly, like I said, be adding like bug spray to his routines. That this would be just like a daily thing, take a shower and then you don't have to worry about your mosquitoes. And I didn't know. He said he is actually allergic. Like if he gets more than 1 or 2 mosquito bites, he starts getting anaphylaxis. And so he has family members that are in the same boat. So this has been like a game changer for him and his family. And that's why they order so many of my soaps, because he swears by it. And he says, this has saved him and his family. They can now go out and do things that they previously weren't doing because they don't have to constantly, if they want to go somewhere, they don't have to have their bug spray on them all the time. They can go to outdoor events where they previously weren't. And I was like, wow, I didn't expect that. You know what I mean? I was like, I just make this soap in hopes that people like it. And and he has been just such a gem. I mean, every time he orders from me, he leaves 5-star reviews for me on Etsy, talks about how much a nice person I am, and leaves like really nice. You can go over to my Etsy shop and look at my reviews and see all the nice things he says. It just is unexpected. And now he just ordered 10 more yesterday. We had to make more soap. So I just thought, while I had a fresh one out, we just made these yesterday, another whole batch. So I wanted to share in case anybody is in the same boat. If you have somebody, and it's safe for kids, nobody under 3, I would recommend. But anybody 3 and over, I said it's a wash off product. So you do not smell like citronella all day. There's not that. But it apparently leaves enough of the oil on your skin that it does do what it's supposed to do. And like I said, my son takes a shower at night, not in the morning. So he takes a shower at night and it still lasts the whole next day. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't make claims. I'm just telling you what I've seen and what my kids and other people have said. So I thought I'd talk about that today. Everybody's still talking about the whole Joann's Michaels. I don't know. I still haven't heard any more solid stuff about that. So if I do, I'll let you know. I know watch Hirschner's because their warehouse sale's coming up this week. And so they should hopefully, I know they had a warehouse clearance holiday sale the other day, and I ended up not hitting I didn't need the stuff, and I just couldn't get myself to order it. So I'm hoping maybe they're going to have some like super steals and deals on their warehouse sale, but we'll see. I'll let you know if I see any more about that. Oh, and before I let you guys go, I'm just not going to be like this super, super long video today. So Saturday, my husband had to work. Oh yeah, I should tell you something too. Hold on. And what am I working on next? I'm going to do some Christmas in July stuff. So since it's June, I gotta get together for Christmas in July. So I'm working on some, look at this sparkle. I'm working on a Santa hat. So more to that in a few. So, I'll show you some more of that then. So Saturday, my husband goes to work. So he had to work 8 to 12. He's a mechanic, so sometimes they have to work Saturdays. Every like 6th Saturday he has to work. And it's only from 8 to 12, which it sucks because you have to get up and, you know, you still have to do your thing. And they're always a hot mess. So he was not in the best mood Friday already. And then Saturday he had to go and it was more mess. And so, which is another reason we all needed this chill day yesterday. So he comes home and everybody's like, right? It's like lunchtime. So the kids showed up for their food. And he's in the middle of it. I hear him go, "Oh, I was listening to your video from Friday." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." He listens to podcasts and stuff. He said, "Oh, I couldn't watch it, but I turned it on and I was listening to it." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." You know, and everybody's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I didn't even think about what I talked about on Friday. The one time the man listens to my freaking video is the day that I'm talking about him playing Fortnite with his friends. Oh no. Oh, that's cute too. Actually, that's really cute. Kind of like that. Oh my God. And later he's like, "Yeah, you know, I was listening to your podcast and we were talking about some people playing video games." And I'm like, oh. Now, okay. You have to understand, I would not have said that about him if I knew, like, he's not the kind of person that gets mad about stuff. You know what I mean? He's not the kind of person that gets upset about things like that, you know? So I just want everybody to know he's not that person. So I mean, I knew if he saw it, if he listened to it, he would get a kick out of it. He was just giving me poop about it. You know what I mean? However, I was just like, oh my God, I've been making these videos and he hasn't watched. He keeps saying like, "Oh, I haven't had a chance, you know, one of these days." And I'm like, you don't have to listen to him. You know, you're busy, and I talk about yarn and other things, and, you know, and, well, I guess Saturday he ran out of podcasts to listen to, so he decided to listen to mine. And what does he listen? Or he just listens to the one where I'm talking about him and his friends. Oh. So he did get a good kick out of it, and he laughed, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I was there laughing and shaking my head like, oh no, she did not." Oh, I'm like, I have all these other episodes and you picked this one to listen to. Oh my goodness. So that was my story about Friday's. My husband was listening to it. So, excuse me. So yeah. So, well, I said it. It's out there. And he, like I said, I know him. He can take a joke, and he was laughing about it. So, no harm, no foul. But I was just like, oh, of all the times you listen. So what else is new, everybody? What you guys do over the weekend? I'd love to know. I'd love to know what you're working on, what's on your hooks, what's on your needles, anything like that. You know, is that stuff that you... Look at all this crap on my couch. I just cleaned it yesterday. And what are you guys up to? Like I said, I didn't even this weekend I sort of took a break from, I don't want to talk about that too. I took a little bit of a break from news. And I mean, not to say I didn't watch any news, but it's just too much. It's too much. I sometimes need a mental health break from all the crap going on in the world. And you feel like you need to stay on top of it, and you should stay on top of it to some extent. You do need to know what's going on, but you also need to take a break sometimes and just not deal with it, because it's too much. It's too much. There's so much stuff going on, and you can fall down a rabbit hole, and it's good to take a little break from it from time to time. And I did that yesterday. I was like barely on even YouTube because it always comes up in my feed, the new stuff. And I didn't go on it. I didn't. We only watched a little bit of YouTube last night, and that was like kitchen gadgets and because the kids like to watch those, and food stuff, and that's about it. I mean, we didn't watch, obviously the kids and my husband were down, so I didn't watch too much of my yarn people, but I watched like some kitchen gadgets, some taste tests, some things like that, and it just kept off the news stuff because it's just too much, and you do need to like take care of yourself too, and just not let yourself fall down that rabbit hole, because if you can, you really can. So yeah, so I started working this morning, and let me tell you, last week I was struggling trying to work on stuff and get stuff done, and it was a struggle bus every day. And like I said, I just wasn't, feeling it, and I was having a little bit of a rough week, and sometimes you need to take a step back, because then last night I made this whole hat. Like, I was so into it. I was having fun with it again. It felt good. It was like, yay. The yarn felt good in my fingers. The cook felt good in my hand. And then this morning I started this hat. This was just this morning, and I even took a nap because I was tired and it's rainy again. And so, sometimes we just need to take a minute, take a break, be easy on ourselves, and not let ourselves get to be so hard on ourselves. I mean, that's my big thing, and my big message for today. I needed to have that lesson this weekend. Sometimes I need to remind myself of these things. I'll work on this a little bit, and just be present and enjoy the people around you, the people you have, because it really can help your mental health just to spend time with other people. As much as sometimes I'm not a people-y person, I'm just not always. Sometimes it's nice to just spend time with people and just enjoy people. I hear all these people belong to crochet clubs and groups, and I've considered it, and I'm always just like, I don't know that I want that commitment, And I really should. Sometimes I think like maybe they're onto something. Like maybe that would be really fun to do. So we'll have to see. Maybe in the future. I know there's one around here. Only one that I know of. And I think, I've been considering it for a number of years, going to it. And then every time I'm like, no. So I don't know. One of these years we'll figure it out. We'll do it. But now I have, I enjoy spending time with you guys every day. I enjoy talking to you guys about things. So I think I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you have a great Monday. If you're watching this on Monday, whatever day it is, I hope you're having a great day. And if not, I hope you try to do one thing today to make you smile, even if it's just something small. Even if it's just, I don't know, watching some funny cat videos online, or pet videos, or whatever you're into, and just make yourself smile at least once today, even if it's a hard-fought smile. And if you're having a great day, I hope I hope your day gets even better, and I hope you do something nice, and I hope, even though it's dreary here again, I hope you have a nice day. We'll get sunshine soon. I know it. Like I said, my kid's last full day of school is today, so I hope they're having a decent day. I hope you guys are having a great day. I love all of you. I really enjoy spending this time with you. I hope you enjoy spending time with me. And I hope you choose love every day. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.